Alright, so I talked about this image in my podcast that I did with Mr. E. So I just want to use this image as a sort of reminder of what this means. So this is Zendaya, and Zendaya is dressed in a rose. So I've shown how they use rose to symbolize Revelation 20. And that's referring to the biblical Satan rising again or escaping from its symbolic 1,000-year prison. I've also shown in numerous videos of how they reference the time reference, or the symbolic time frame of the 1,000 years. I've also shown in a recent uploaded video that it is in reference to the biblical Satan, with the latest Alex Mack video that I uploaded, where it actually had the word Satan and it was imprisoned. And I've also talked about this hand sign, which is the middle finger and ring finger sort of bonded together in the middle there. So that hand sign, somebody's outside doing fireworks. That hand sign is symbolism to convey the message that this character is transhuman. That's what I'm going to start identifying it as. Yes, this character is transgender, but I think the transgender is a sort of terms and condition for this character on account of it being transhuman. The transgender comes into play as a preventative method to prevent this character from reproducing and creating offspring that are transhuman, because essentially it's these bits and pieces of DNA of the biblical Satan which gives these characters a sort of supernatural or heightened ability in whatever it is that they are, whatever their medium of expression is, whatever their, actor or musician, they sort of have a supernatural associated with them, and it's on account of the bits and pieces of DNA from the biblical Satan. So again, this character in particular is not only transgender, but it's also transhuman. So in Jurassic Park, they make the statement in Jurassic Park, "No unauthorized breeding in Jurassic Park." So I think that's sort of like the law in regards to these transhuman characters. They were purposefully subjected by, hormones or whatever it was that played a role in feminizing this male. It also acted as a preventative measure to prevent this character from reproducing and pass it on those trans genes, those bits and pieces of the biblical Satan, because they want to control this. They can't have this with, the mass population. It has to be controlled, and it has to be under their control. Alright, so this is from the series Dexter, and this is episode 1. And just to put it into context here, so here's Dexter. Dexter is, I'm not too far along in the series, but I guess Dexter is a serial killer that kills serial killers. So Dexter is in the process of sort of killing this serial killer. So he first exhumed this serial killer's kills. So this is this scene here, they sort of scream to look, like open your eyes and look. So that parallels that scene from Yellowstone, where Beth was sort of repeating the same phrase, "Look at me, look, look," and it was doing burying one breast. So in this scene, Dexter is screaming for this character to look at the exhumed bodies that this character murdered some time ago, and one of them is doing the hand sign. So I guess with this video I could sort of link, because they also use the language bits and pieces, so I can link the language bits and pieces with being associated with that hand sign. So again, that sort of puts it all into context. That bits and pieces again is in reference to the DNA of the biblical Satan, and then they're showing that hand sign. So those bits and pieces of the biblical Satan is what would make one transhuman. So again, here they are using the language bits and pieces and also showing that hand sign. So that's why I sort of can confidently say now that that hand sign is associated, or is symbolism to convey transhumanism.
Please. Open your eyes and look at what you did! Look, or I'll cut your eyelids right off your face. It took me a long time to get these little boys clean. One of them had been in the ground so long he was falling apart. I pulled him out in bits and pieces.
So there's the bits and pieces language. And there's the hand sign.